Yeah.
And that's where Altozano's mockumentary really shines.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment.
Right.
It's a wake-up call urging us to be more discerning consumers of information.
Speaking of discerning consumers, I have to admit, I'm dying to know how Altozano pulled off this elaborate hoax.
Yeah.
Did he reveal any behind the scenes secrets in the making of video?
He did. He talked about everything from choosing locations and using some specific camera angles
Right.
to create that documentary feel,
Right.
to digitally manipulating scores and recordings to fit the narrative.
So he was very deliberate in his approach.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
For example, he talks about how he chose to interview Luis Algol de Benito, the music professor,
Right.
in a studio surrounded by instruments and sheet music,
Okay.
to reinforce that idea that this guy's a legitimate expert.
Mm.
And for Luis Piedrahita, the comedian, he chose a more academic setting
Okay.
with bookshelves and a grand piano
Right.
to create that air of authority.
So even though Peter Hita was in on the joke, the setting helped to sell the illusion. It's like he's saying, look, this guy's surrounded by books. He must be smart.
Exactly. It's all about creating a visual context that reinforces the message.
Yeah.
Even if that message is completely fabricated.
And I bet he used some clever editing techniques too, right?
You bet. He talks about using B-roll footage.
Okay.
Those cutaway shots you often see in documentaries.
Right.
To subtly support the CB3 theory.
Okay.
Even though the footage itself was unrelated.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. There's a scene where they're talking about the supposed absence of CB3 in Mozart's piano pieces.
Okay.
And as they're discussing this, he cuts to a close-up of a piano keyboard.
Okay.
But it's a modern piano keyboard with all the keys present and accounted for.
Wait, so the visuals actually contradict what they're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
But because it's presented in that quick cutaway style,
yeah,
it's easy to miss.
Right.
Your brain is focused on the narrative, not the visual details.
Wow, that's sneaky.
Yeah.
I would totally fallen for it.
It's a testament to the power of visual storytelling.
Yeah.
And how a skilled filmmaker can manipulate our perceptions without us even realizing it.
Oh, okay. But what about the scores and graphs?
Right.
Those seemed pretty convincing too.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Altozano reveals that those were all meticulously created using Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
He studied genuine Mozart scores.
Okay.
To make the forgeries as believable as possible.
Wow.
He even made them look aged and weathered to enhance that authentic historical feel.
It's like he created a whole alternate musical history.
Right.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why so many people were taken in by this.
And it gets even more impressive when you consider the sound editing.
Okay.
Altozano actually went through and digitally removed CB3 notes from some of Mozart's recordings.
No way. So even the music itself was manipulated to fit the narrative.
Precisely. He used audio editing software to subtly erase those CB3 frequencies, making it seem like they were never there in the first place.
This guy is a master of deception, but in a creative, artistic way, of course.
Right. It's clear that he approached this project as a creative challenge.
Yeah.
Using his knowledge of music and filmmaking.
Right.
To construct a truly convincing and entertaining illusion.
But it's not just about the technical tricks, is it? There's also a whole layer of humor woven into this mockumentary.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
From the name Vandy Cut to the over-the-top explanations offered up by the experts.
Right.
Altozano injects this playful sense of absurdity throughout the video.
Right.
It's like he's winking at the audience, saying, don't take this too seriously.
And I bet the inclusion of Luis Piedrahita, the comedian, adds to that comedic element.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
His presence adds this layer of comedic self-awareness to the mockumentary. It's like he's the voice of reason, but in a completely absurd way.
Which makes it even funnier when he when he delivers these deadpan analyses of the CB3 theory,
Right.
as if he's genuinely convinced by it.
It's brilliant comedic timing.
Yeah.
He plays the role of the earnest, slightly eccentric expert to perfection.
It's amazing how a well-crafted story, even a completely fabricated one, can capture our imaginations and make us question what we thought we knew.
Right.
But I'm curious,
Yep.
did Altozano plant any clues throughout the mockumentary, like hints that it's all a joke?
He did.
Okay.
He scattered these subtle hints throughout the video, almost like a game for viewers to decipher.
Okay.
For instance, in the making of video, he reveals that he gave Luis Piedrahita fake academic credentials, listing him as an expert in semiotics and classicism and other errors.
Other errors.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like he's admitting that the whole CB3 theory is a big error.
Exactly. And it's those little details that add to the humor and self-awareness of the mockumentary.
Yeah.
He's acknowledging the absurdity of it all, while still presenting it in a way that's both entertaining and thought-provoking.
So this making of video reveals that Altozano used a combination of visual trickery, sound editing, and comedic timing to create a truly convincing and entertaining musical hoax.
And in doing so, he managed to spark a conversation about how we perceive information,
Right.
the power of storytelling,
Yeah.
and the importance of critical thinking.
It's like he's saying, yes, I tricked you, but it was for your own good.
Exactly. It's playful deception
Yeah.
with a serious message.
But the deception only works if we're, willing to play along, right?
Yeah.
It's up to us as viewers to engage critically with the information we're presented with,
Right.
to question assumptions, and to recognize when we're being led down a rabbit hole, even if it's a beautifully constructed one.
That's a great point. This mockumentary isn't just about pointing fingers at gullible viewers.
Right.
It's an invitation to be more aware of the ways in which we consume and process information.
And to appreciate the skill and artistry that goes into creating a compelling narrative, even if that narrative is ultimately a fabrication.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that the line between truth and fiction can be surprisingly thin, and that it's up to us to develop the critical thinking skills necessary to navigate that blurry terrain.
Speaking of blurry terrain, you mentioned earlier that Altozano left out a particularly outlandish scene from the mockumentary.
Yeah.
One that involved flat earthers.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
Oh, yes, the flat Earth connection.
Yeah.
It's definitely a wild turn, but I think that that deserves its own segment, don't you?
Definitely. Let's save that for our final act. Stay tuned, folks, because this CB3 deep dive is about to get even more interesting. All right, so we've gone through this whole Mozart CB3 mockumentary, the fake experts, the digitally altered music. Now, you mentioned a deleted scene involving flat earthers.
Oh, yeah.
You got to tell me more about that.
It's just amazing how Altozano, he takes something that's already, outlandish,
Right.
like this made-up musical theory, and layers on even more absurdity.
Okay.
In this this deleted scene, he introduces this idea that some flat earthers see the absence of CB3 in Mozart's music as proof that the Earth is flat.
Hold on. How could a missing musical note possibly prove anything about the shape of the Earth?
Right.
That sounds like a leap, even for conspiracy theorists.
It is. It's totally illogical, but that's what makes it so effective in the context of this this mockumentary.
Okay.
Altozano is playing with how conspiracy theories, they often connect unrelated ideas using flawed logic and cherry-picked evidence. It's satire at its finest.
Okay, so how does this scene connect CB3 and a flat Earth? I'm both curious and a little scared to find out.
So the scene features a fictional interview, right?
Okay.
With a flat earther who claims that CB3 represents a specific vibrational frequency,
Okay.
one that's only possible on a flat plane.
Hmm.
And they argue that if the Earth, were round,
Right.
this frequency wouldn't exist.
So they're saying Mozart knew the Earth was flat
Yeah,
and encoded this secret knowledge in his music by avoiding CB3.
exactly. Ridiculous, of course.
Yeah.
But it highlights how conspiracy theories can twist any piece of information
Right.
to fit their narrative. They're not looking for truth; they're looking for confirmation.
It's like they're wearing these special glasses
Yeah,
that filter out any information that doesn't fit their worldview.
that's a great analogy. And Altazano's he's using this scene to hold a mirror up to that kind of thinking.
Right.
He's showing us how easily we can fall into the trap of confirmation bias,
Yeah.
even when the evidence is flimsy or completely fabricated.
I'm starting to see why he decided to cut this scene.
Yeah,
It's so out there, right, that it might have actually undermined his message.
exactly. Yeah, he was walking a fine line,
Right.
between creating a believable illusion and tipping over into the realm of the ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
He wanted viewers to question their assumptions,
Yeah.
not dismiss the entire mockumentary as a joke.
It's a shame it was cut, though. I would love to see how he pulled off that scene.
Yeah.
I bet it was hilarious.
Me too. But even though it was deleted, this scene, it still makes you think about the broader implications of misinformation. It shows how conspiracy theories, they can exploit our natural desire to make sense of the world,
Yeah.
even if it means embracing ideas that are demonstrably false.
And it makes you wonder if people are willing to believe something as outlandish as, the Earth being flat.
Right.
What other misinformation are they susceptible to? It's a bit concerning, actually.
It is. This mockumentary, it highlights how important it is to be critical thinkers.
Yeah.
We can't just accept information at face value.
Yeah.
Especially in today's world where misinformation spreads so easily online.
Right.
We have to be willing to question our assumptions,
Yeah.
evaluate evidence, and be open to the possibility that we might be wrong.
It's a good reminder for all of us.
Hmm.
So what was Altazano's ultimate goal with this mockumentary? What message was he trying to convey?
I think he wanted to create a conversation to make us more aware of how susceptible we are to misinformation, even when it's presented in this entertaining and seemingly authoritative way.
Right. Yeah.
He used this Mozart CB3 theory as absurd as it is
Yeah.
to demonstrate how easily we can be swayed by compelling narratives,
Yeah.
especially if they tap into our existing biases or beliefs.
It's a powerful message,
Yeah.
especially in today's world, right, where
Yeah.
we're constantly bombarded with information from all sides.
Exactly, and I think he also wanted to remind us that it's okay to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah.
To acknowledge that we can all be fooled sometimes. He's using humor and satire as tools to make us think critically
Right.
without being preachy or condescending.
It's a brilliant approach, really.
Yeah.
He's entertaining us while also, challenging us to be more discerning consumers of information.
Exactly. He's not just telling us to be more careful.
Yeah.
He's showing us how easily we can be misled.
Right.
And he's doing it in a way that's both engaging and thought-provoking.
This deep dive has been a really eye-opening experience.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for the power of storytelling,
Yeah.
both for good and for ill.
I agree, and I think the most important takeaway from all of this is to be curious, to ask questions, and to never stop learning.
Well said. On that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the Mozart CB3 mystery. It's been a fascinating exploration of music, misinformation, and the power of storytelling.
If you're interested in learning more about Damien Altazano's work, be sure to check out his YouTube channel. But remember, approach everything with a healthy dose of skepticism and a good sense of humor.
Exactly, because as we've learned, even the most convincing stories can be based on nothing more than a missing note and a whole lot of imagination.
Until next time, keep those ears open, those minds sharp, and always be on the lookout for the unexpected.